Ms. Grijalva, Grijalva has not yet had a scheduled date because she was elected after the House was out of session. So I am anxious to administer the oath to her.
How much is this
as soon as you guys vote to learn the government.
You don't want to be on that discharge. How much?
It's totally absurd. You
No,
guys are
so
experts
you
at red
keep on
herrings
moving
and
this, you keep moving
distraction.
along.
No, no, there's nothing to do with Epstein. The House Oversight Committee is working on the Epstein files right now, releasing 34,000 pages and more on the way.
You know she's key to that discharge petition.
Let me finish. The House
You
Oversight
just
Committee.
keep coming with excuses. This is an excuse so she doesn't sign on to that.
This is absurd.
This is the longest time the House
Do you
has
want me
been
to
out of
answer the
session.
question? If you ask the
Because
question,
you're
let
not
me answer.
actually answering the question. This
Okay.
entirely has to do with
Okay,
the Epstein.
you see, this is a publicity stunt. Let me tell you what's happening. The House Oversight Committee is working on the release of the Epstein files. There are some of the biggest bulldogs in Congress, and the Republican and Democrat side, who are working on that aggressively. I met with the victims before they went out and did the press conference, and the House Oversight is doing its job. Did you know? You might not, because we haven't been in session. The House Oversight has its lawyers in New York City combing through the Epstein estate files. None of that had been anticipated by discharge petitions or anything else. They have subpoenas that are being supplied. They're being followed through on by the Department of Justice. We have more subpoenas that are outstanding for big name persons, Democrats and Republicans, and there are more documents coming through. They're doing the work, they're doing it methodically, they're doing it with subpoena power, and you don't need an act of Congress for that to happen because they're already on it.
So
and I was in the room with all of
Why are you
them.
blocking her then?
I'm not blocking her, I just
This
told
is the
you.
longest time that House Oversight has been out of session that's not in a regular August session. This is the longest time it's taken for someone to be sworn in. And it all happens to coincide with the fact that she's going to be the deciding vote on the discharge petition.
I know why you're upset. I know why you're upset.
Mike,
you get a lot of heat because the government is closed down and you guys
Well, we're
made
not.
the decision.
Actually, no.
You wait, you
Mike,
made it 5 times
Mike,
to
I
keep
got
the
a
government
request.
closed.
I got a request.
Yes.
Why don't we do this? Why don't you bring back your Republican members so we can have a serious negotiation with them?
We're going to have plenty of
about this?
negotiations as
Well,
soon as you open the government.
Why don't we
Let me tell you why they're not here, because the House
I
is
mean,
its job.
14 days since July 25th.
Yeah, and real people are
They've been
feeling
on
real
an-
pain.
And they've been on an extended summer
They're
vacation.
paying with
They're not on
So you
vacation.
bring them back.
Wait a minute,
I have
wait
an
a minute.
opportunity. I can
Wait
talk
just
to
a minute.
every one of my Republican colleagues down there, and we're talking about
Every
this
day
all
we're
the
talking
time.
Yeah, and they're talking about it over here as well.
And
keep
our
your members
Republican
sitting.
members from Arizona, where are they?
They're
are
in their
Arizona.
district. They're in their district.
They're sitting. They're sitting.
Oh, hey, Mike
They
Lawler.
did their job.
They did
They
their
are
job.
sitting in their
Come here,
basements.
Mike Lawler, New York. Tell
With
them.
all due respect, you voted multiple times to keep the government shut down, okay? The Republican members from Arizona voted to keep the
Tell me-
government
tell-
open.
tell me-
So don't sit here and try to lecture us about
So
whether or
tell me
not
what's
we
gonna
did our
happen to
job.
premiums
We
in
did
your
our
district?
job, you did not.
What's going to
Well,
happen to
you're not doing
premiums?
your
What
job
happens to
right
ACA
now.
premiums?
Oh, you
Nobody's
mean
here.
the bill that I'm signed on to
Oh,
extend it? Oh, yeah,
When
cute,
is
right,
that
because
gonna
you know what?
happen?
We actually have put forth legislation to do it. You guys just keep pontificating. How about you go down the
No,
hall
we're having
and go
discussions.
vote
You know
to
that
open the
that's not
government
going
up? That would be great.
All right,
Where
Here's
is
the
this?
clean CR. Go vote to open the government up.
The
This-
ACA
thank you very
premiums
much.
jump in your
We-
district.
We're going to have
By
lots
double.
of. Wait
We
a
know.
minute. Wait a minute.
Mike,
Wait a minute.
if you bring them back, we will have a discussion with them. It's very simple.
You're holding the American people hostage because
We're
you
not
want to have a
holding
them
policy
hostage.
debate.
Yes,
We
you are.
have policy debates here every
This
day. The
policy
House works on
debate-
that.
There's no policy debate when nobody's there.
We
You're
have
talking to
the-
yourself and this
Oh,
guy
yeah.
here.
We're having the debate
My
all
constituents
around.
and yours, I imagine yours are going to be hurt even worse than ours
We-
with these premium increases.
We have a lot of
We have
issues to
fix
work on
this.
together,
When
and the
people-
Republicans
when
are the
people don't
party.
have healthcare,
Wait a minute. Wait just a
people
minute.
Oh, the party's going to kill healthcare.
But
No.
by,
That's exactly
by
what's
the way,
gonna
by the way,
happen.
healthcare premiums since 2010, when Obamacare passed, have risen by over 60%. So what
Cool
you're,
stats.
what
So
you're,
you want to cut now? You want to cut now?
You're not upset
We
about
wanna
that?
reform.
You should be upset
Well,
about
then
that.
get going.
You should
Get
be
your
upset
people in
about
line and
that.
get the
That your
reform. Send it over.
constituents have
We're ready. We're ready
had
to talk
huge
about
healthcare premiums under Obamacare.
300%.
300%.
And I imagine Louisiana is that high.
Yeah, no, there are
And
big
my
problems with
folks can't
healthcare. There's
afford
big problems with Obamacare. It needs a lot of reform. There are
We're going to talk about that.
pages
We're
of
gonna talk about
ideas.
that.
Get the
We have-
government open.
We have hundreds of ideas. Guys,
Get
we
your
got to
people
get the
in.
government open and turn the lights on so we get everybody
Get
back
your
here and get
people
to
in
regular
and
session.
stop covering up for the pedophiles.
And Mike,
There's
Very simple.
there's not, that's ridiculous.
Nobody's covering up for pedophiles.
You
So
know
knock
it.
it the hell off.
She knows, you
You're
know that she
absolutely
is the,
absurd.
you
Okay,
know she is
I'm
the
going to get
vote.
back to work. These gentlemen had a publicity stunt here. You see the issue. They need to go and vote to reopen the government.
Get your
Plain
people
and
back.
simple.
One other
Get your
thing.
The
people
House has done its work. Every single Republican in the House but one voted to keep the government open to make sure TSA agents, Border Patrol agents,
And even if they
the
do
troops
anything,
and everybody
they're
else
not
is
here
in.
next week, even if we strike a deal.
and the Democrats have voted repeatedly to keep the government closed. Plain and simple. That
Premiums
is the
are gonna
issue.
go up.
First things first,
Premiums
open the
are going
government.
up.
We'll get back to
Mike,
work.
you're
Thanks
gonna
for
tell me-
visiting.
Can I ask you one more?
thing?
That was fun.
Were you expecting him to come out?
So what are,
Yes.
You are?
I was asking, well, I was asking before,